The world's shadow. Some of us have been talking about this underbelly of the world for years, decades. Because there's moments in history when the collective shadow breaks through the surface, right? Right now it's happening in America. Not gently, not politely, no. And I had one of my African creators that I love so much point out that we're pointing out the wrong history. We're here talking about 1930s and 40s Germany. No, no, no. This is America's history, guys. This is still American history. This is what happened in Jim Crow Cell. This is what happens. We're just seeing it now, right? And I feel so ashamed that I didn't catch it. And I'm so grateful for her for the knowledge. This is collective shadow work rupturing from the fucking psyche, right? And when it does this, people start to panic, right? Not because the truth is new, because we know, some of us have known this, right? But the truth is now undeniable. It is undeniable that our government is infiltrated with Christian nationalism, and the racism is so obvious. What we're witnessing right now is not chaos, okay? I know a lot of people are feeling like this is chaos. This is not chaos, guys. Right? This is not chaos. It's exposure. Generations of abuse that have survived through three mechanisms: secrecy, disbelief, and power. That's it. Secrecy, disbelief, and power. This isn't a myth, guys. This is psychology. Abuse systems do not collapse because people suddenly become good. No, they collapse when silence fails them. And the Trump files have been trying real hard to silence everything that's out there because he doesn't want us to know, right? And silence is failing. Across the world, survivors are stepping forward. People who were harmed when they were powerless and voiceless and children, dependent on their parents. They're not doing this for attention, you guys. No one chooses this path lightly. Survivors don't step forward lightly. Do you see how the Constitution blew over and put the candle out? I'm just going to leave that there. From a psychological standpoint, disclosure of trauma is one of the most physiological, stressful things you can put your human body through, because your body remembers the trauma while you're retelling the story. Right? The nervous system resists it, doesn't want to know again. The body remembers everything that we have been through. So when someone speaks anyway, that's not a weakness, guys. It's defiance of terror. Okay? Large-scale abuse does not exist without large-scale protection. Trauma research is very clear on this. Okay? Predatory behavior concentrates in environments where authority is unchecked, right? Prisons, orphanages, where accountability is diffused and victims are dehumanized. That pattern repeats over and over across institutions, cultures, fucking borders, and eras, right? And for people like me who have dealt with trauma firsthand, who have faced these men firsthand, who have lived through the fucking system, this isn't about fucking politics, you guys. This is about power pathology, okay? Psychology calls this moral disengagement, the ability for individuals or systems to justify harm by reframing victims as disposable. They're runaway girls, they're runaway kids, right? That's what we're learning from William Sasha Riley. Just runaway kids from around the country. Nobody cares, nobody's looking for them. They ran away, right? I was a runaway at age 12. Guess what I went through? They reframe the victim as a disposable thing. Just a little girl, run away, nobody wants her. Unworthy of protection by the very system that's supposed to protect the children, right? They just dismiss us. We can be picked up on the street and raped in a car and thrown off at the next town because nobody's looking for us. We're just a little girl hiking down the street. So the goddess tradition has taught me something much simpler. They sever life from reverence. They take away that everybody is divine, right? So when a culture stops protecting its children, it's already sick. It's already lost the battle. And when something is sick, it resists diagnosis, okay? Your first instinct when you're told you have cancer is, no, I don't, right? Like you can will it away. So when survivors come forward, the first response of any system that's unhealthy is the same. Discredit them, distract, and delay. Right? Wear them down so they don't want to tell their fucking story. Well, William Sasha Riley's telling the fucking story and it's out in the airways now. We all know it. We see this every time, you guys, when someone steps forward against money, questions the survivor's memory, questions their motive, their tone, their timing. You're demanding perfection from people who survived fucking hell that the men they're trying to take down put them through. How the fuck are you going to judge? Right? You give endless opportunities and grace to the institutions that enable child trafficking, and you want to judge the child who is now an adult for fucking coming forward. Fuck you. That's avoidance. That's not skepticism. That's fucking avoidance. From nervous system perspective, this makes so much fucking sense to me, like the last 3 days. Collective trauma activates collective defense, right? Like, people would rather believe the world is orderly than accept harm was normalized by it, right? It's less destabilizing to blame the wounded than to confront the fucking abuse, right? So they discredit, oh my God, so they discredit the victims and keep the predators in power, and the predators keep doing what they're doing. Oh my God. So the goddess wisdom has never been about comfort. Goddesses are not fucking nice. It's about truth with us, right? Because truth restores our balance. Truth restores all balance. So in ancient traditions, the feminine was like the keeper of the thresholds, right? Birth, death, initiation. So when lies live in the dark long enough, they poison everything. Exposure is not cruelty, it's medicine, right? And medicine doesn't taste good sometimes when it goes down, but that's okay. Here's the part that matters. Listening is not passive. When a survivor speaks, the listener becomes morally implicated. That's why traditions were passed down through song. So if they have the courage to speak, have the courage to listen. Not in the crime, but the response to that. Psychology is really clear here. Second wounding, the harm caused by the dismissal, the minimization, or the disbelief, often hurts more than the original trauma. Do you know how hard it is to go to a trusted person and let them know you were abused and they tell you not to make up stories? To listen to these survivors is to regulate your own discomfort so another human being does not have to carry this alone. That is strength just for you hearing. If survivors have the courage to speak, the collective must find the courage to listen, not selectively. No, not conveniently. Not the redacted versions, the full fucking version. Listening does not mean abandoning discernment. It just means you're suspending denial. And no, healing does not mean rushing in to forgive people that have hurt you. That's spiritual bypassing. That's 12-step bullshit. Healing begins with naming what happened, acknowledging the harm, and dismantling the conditions that allowed it, right? If you weren't protected by the system, then that's the system's problem. The goddess does not demand silence for peace. She demands truth for justice. We're at the point in history right now where the old systems are exposed by their own excess because they thought they could get away with it. Cameras are everywhere. Voices can no longer be erased quietly. Survivors are finding each other, and patterns are very visible to some of us. The shadow can't survive the daylight of this. This is why it feels overwhelming right now to a lot of you. I've known this decades, so I'm over here like, come on, motherfucker. Y'all see it, right? Like now I'm excited because it's all right there. Because the psyche of the world is in withdrawal from denial. But here's the reframe. So this is not the end of humanity, right? Right, Crow? This is the end of impunity. And that's going to terrify those who benefited from the silence. So to rise doesn't mean rage without direction. It means grounded resolve, supporting survivors, refusing to participate in the lies, right? Let's keep the children safe. Truth spoken without fear is exile. And we're being asked individually and collectively, what kind of world do you want to live in?